It was in the it was in the like around say about afternoon time. I had ring his phone. That was the first time I ever ring his phone since we had a scene on the Linden Highway. That was December the 13th. From since that day, I never called him. But on January the 19th, that was the first time I ever called his phone. The reason why I called his phone is because I was calling him for like he talked to the big boy. Because the big boy was mostly listening to him, and he's be playing bad in school. Every time I go to collect him, the teacher always give me complaint that how he's not listening, is either he's fighting and all kind of thing. So I had just called his phone for he to talk to him, and if he could just like keep him, let the big boy stay with him. So when I ring his phone, he didn't answer. So I didn't ring it back. He called me back. He ended up calling me back, and when he called me back, I explained to him. He was like, okay, he's gonna call me back. I said, okay, no problem. He called me back and he told me he gonna take both of the kids. I said, okay, sure. He had wanted to talk to them, and I told him that. Sorry. I told him that not at this moment. That you get back to me. He said, okay. It was late in the evening. A car pulled up, a white car, and the person say Shonda. Well, I didn't recognize the voice. I didn't know who it was. But my friend brother was outside, and he was like, who? Shonda, hold on, she's coming. By the time I approached the door to open it, the car drove away. So I didn't dig anything because we were like, who is that? And the person just come and say Shonda and drove away. So we just leave it like that. In the night, I went out on the road and I was coming in back. When I made to the gate, I opened the gate, I went to the veranda piece, I stood there, I knocked. I guess my friend, she didn't hear on the first knock. So I was standing there like this way, and something was like, Shonda, turn to your left. When I turned to my left, I saw him approaching me. I know it was him, the walk, the body structure, everything, his face, but it's just the way he looked. He looked so strange. So I left staring at him because he had these like weave in his hair and he had like a female garment on. So it left me shocked. And so I just left staring at him. By the time I could do anything, he just chew, I don't know, the acid on me, the liquid. And there I was standing, screaming, knocking on the door for my friend. I guess he threw down the container and he ran out. While knocking on the door, she opened, because I was screaming for her. She opened, she was like, what is this? What happened to you? I was like, it's Alfred. And she ran out and she called the landlord upstairs. She guided me to the washroom and she told me to throw water. I was like, no, I'm scared because I didn't know what to do. I was just there in the bathroom, just sitting. I stripped up all my clothes. The landlord come downstairs, was like, close the door, please, before you come back. And she's like, no, he can't come, the landlord is outside. And after that, I think it was a police officer. I wasn't too conscious of what happened. But I know they called a taxi and I went to the New Amsterdam hospital and that was it. Well, right now, you can say it. Yeah. My vision is very dull. I'm not seeing that clear. Only close up. My body, it's be painful sometimes. But I'm getting there. You were telling me something which kind of, that I think it's hard to deal with your children. How have they been reacting to you? Well, they talk to me, They looked at me, but they won't be very close to me. If I say, come touch me, they will say no, but they're just there talking to me as normal. That is painful. I would just like to encourage that person to get out of it fast. Even to the first hit. Don't think it will done there. It will continue. Like I did, I was staying and say it will stop, but it lead to this. Just don't stay any longer. Just get out of it fast. Well, indeed, I think God has a plan for me, so I can be a testimony to others. I could be closer to Him, and when I walk, people should look at me and say, well, yes, indeed, she's a testimony. God has saved her because look what she was, and look what she is now today.